Cars and trucks that are flat worth the money. I'd like to see the that's got better cars for lower prices. I haven't met that man yet. Look over here. Here's a 1982 Dodge van, $64.95. Drive it 10 days and try it out. Here's a
Abortion is a matter of agency, choice, and social complexity. It expands one's ability to choose how they want to participate in their own bodily autonomy and genetic succession on an individual level. When we take this to the intensity of anarcho-transhumanism, it then isn't merely a matter of cis women's rights, but something far more. Legal rights and who gets them are a state mechanism to be given and taken at the discretion of an elite minority. Rights are only given to a population that is actively testing, pushing, and threatening the power of that minority. Since these rights act as concessions in exchange for mass pacification, once this pacification happens, the state then works to remove those rights. For the anarchist, the matter of abortion isn't about it as a legal right and focusing only on one group of people having that choice, but rather it's about something deeper and broader. The liberation and extension of it in regards to one's own body, no matter if they identify as a woman or not, and actively fighting for that beyond just seeking state protections for cis women. The state cannot protect that which it constantly seeks to take, and only gives when it has to. The fight for abortion then becomes a fight for free association, and how deep one's bodily freedom goes into that. Abortion then, to the anarcho-transhumanist, becomes a matter of using technologies, old, new, and emerging, to then expand this. It is then up to anyone who wants a womb to decide whether or not to have their own children, not just those born with wombs. As you can see, the matter of abortion is extended with each new radicality. The centrist liberal only thinks of abortion, generally, in the matters of rights for cis women, chanting the slogans, "Keep men out of women's rights," and "Men should stay quiet about abortion," with the intentions to fight patriarchal controls over women's bodies. These slogans, however, are ultimately ignoring certain realities and possibilities that will press against these ostensibly progressive pronouncements. The realities of trans men who can and have become pregnant are especially poignant. It might seem like a niche and small problem, and even if it was, it's still incredibly important. Excluding non-women from the subject of abortion only finds its way into the future as ammo for transphobes to equip themselves with, to demonize and remove these people from the conversation, and a chance to also have access to the option of abortion. This isn't even to mention people who are non-binary, or people who can become pregnant, or obtain the ability to become pregnant, who identify with the gender outside of that of a woman. Abortion, according to anarchists, is a matter of liberation for anybody born with a womb. If this position is without transhumanism, it runs the risk of reinforcing biological constraints as well. Even if the matters of the state and capitalism are dealt with, they still leave room for possible issues such as maintaining certain inflexibilities wherein only one kind of morphology is able to give birth, leaving no room or foresight for things like artificial wombs, and considering how this futuristic thinking can be used to allow for not just a life beyond the now, but a life beyond tomorrow. This is why the anarcho-transhumanist then thinks of abortion as a matter of a liberation for anyone who wants a womb. Well, not even just that. Let's allow people to have kids without having to go through the hassle of having to get a womb to begin with. The point of all this is to show that anarcho-transhumanists want to push this topic as well as others beyond its present biological constraints. Think of it as not just my body, my choice, but more bodies and more choices. Criminalizing abortion from this perspective is about enforcing coercion, control, and social rigidity. This is a blatant violation of morphological freedom that is trying to prevent, limit, and stop humanity, and more specifically you as a person, from becoming more in alignment with your own personal development through the choices available to you. Basically, this enforces a biological status quo onto you, the essence of bioconservatism, which furthers its grasp by controlling not just reproduction, but also gender identity and presentation. This is done through framing femininity, motherhood, and childbirth as a singular identity that conforms to a rigid set of social relations, what Being has called a socio-monoculture, which enforces the aforementioned essentialist view of biology, but also with identity. So then the fight for abortion is the fight against those who deny not just biological participation, but also participation in identity, and force any impregnated person, or merely anyone with a womb, to become a slave to their own bodies and to society, no matter the circumstances or reasons. putting you into an intricate cage that is made from multiple layers of oppression. The escape then comes from bringing to light this complex assortment of intersecting hierarchies, rather than by reducing or narrowing the focus of the issue to a matter of legal rights or ability for only one group to have this option. Because an attack on abortion is really a larger assault on us as cyborgs.
All those purveyors of abortion to show this real-time videotape or one similar to it to all women before they consent to abortion.
You know, I think I know a little bit about abortion.